Hello everyone and welcome to Pi in Thailand. So today's class, it's a bit hot and sweaty here, that's why I've got loads of marks all over my legs from mosquito bites, so that's what they are. But today's class is going to focus on helping you find your strength in the different Pilates movements. There's going to be a lot of strengthening work in this class, but we're going to work our way through and we're going to come out of it feeling great. So to begin, we're just going to start with our legs in a cross position. I want you to take your hands around the front of the knees, and I just want you to start rolling those shoulders back and down. Just a nice couple of lovely rolls. And then I just want you to allow the shoulders just to relax down by the ears. Think about lifting the ears away from the shoulders, lengthen through the crown of the head, lengthen through the spine. Close your eyes, and I just want you to start breathing here. So we're just inhaling deeply and exhaling deeply. Lovely. Keep breathing. Now when you breathe here, I just want you to feel that expansion in your body as you inhale, and that fall in and release as you exhale. And on your next in-breath, I want you just to direct that expansion of breath just towards the elbows. So we're inhaling to open through the low ribs, like we're blowing up a balloon in the lower rib cage. And then we're exhaling to close down. Lovely. Nice couple of breaths here. Now when we breathe in Pilates, we use our breath just to focus our attention on our body and on the movement of our body. Okay? So I'll say to you, inhale, exhale throughout the whole class, but really all I want you to do is just breathe and just to feel the breath within you. Lovely. Last couple here. Inhaling deeply. Exhale, relax the shoulders and open the eyes. Lovely. From here, I want you to take your legs in front of you. I want the soles of the feet together and the knees apart. This position's called butterfly. Okay. From here, I want you to take your hands around the front of the shins and just feel yourself sitting right on top of your sitting bones. Now, if you need to pause the video here and go and grab yourself a cushion or a towel that you want to fold up to pop underneath your bum just to elevate your hips a bit to make this a bit more comfortable, then please do that now. Otherwise, join me. Hands around the front of the shins, lengthen all the way out of the base of the pelvis, up through the base of the spine. Inhale. And as you exhale, you're just going to tuck the tail under, and you're just going to begin to curve through the spine. So the navel pulls back towards the spine as we round the back. Gaze goes between the knees. And then we're going to inhale and lengthen up. I'm just going to turn onto my side so you can see the position of the spine. So we're inhaling, lifting tall, lifting out of the pelvis. And then as we exhale, we're really thinking about closing the ribs in, really gathering right in the center and rounding through the spine. Lengthening the tailbone towards the heels, allowing the shoulders to separate. Inhale, come back up. And then exhale, come back down again. So we're just going through this rounding of the spine. Now, when we round the spine, this is known as spinal flexion. Okay? So when we do flexion, we aim to stretch the muscles of the back while we shorten the muscles of the abdominals at the front. Lovely. After your next rounding of the spine, we're just going to lift the chest, sit really tall, and then just come into this gentle extension, keeping the shoulders back, lifting the heart towards the sky, keeping the sitting bones grounding down towards the mat. And then as you exhale, you're going to come around, coming into that rounding of the spine. Lovely. Now we're keeping a firm grip of the shins here. When we're coming to the extension, we're thinking about pushing the shoulders back and using that grip just to find a little bit more tension in the mid-back, lifting the chest, gaze up, long back of the neck. And as we round, we're using that grip on the shins just to really feel a separation of the shoulders away from each other. Think about keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Think about the ears lengthening upwards. Nice. And then we're going to come back up to seated. Okay, from here you're going to bring your arms out in front of your option to keep the hands on the legs if you need to. You're going to inhale and lift up. And as you exhale, you're just going to perform that rounding of the spine again, but this time with the arms forward. So we begin by tucking the tailbone. Okay, we begin to gather through the abdominals, scrunching up in the lower abdominals. We're going to try and get the back of the pelvis down on the mat first. Okay, Inhale here. Exhale, really scrunch up, roll yourself back up to seated. Lovely, and we're just going to keep going between these rolls. Okay? So when we're lowering down, we're really think about imprinting each and every part of the spine into the mat, okay? So what's really common is for people, they'll hinge back and then they'll kind of dump into the back. But what I want you to do is to really think about painting a straight line along the mat with the bones of your spine. Back of the pelvis goes down, lovely. Maybe on your next repetition, you can roll that a little bit further. Again, this is all about finding our strength. So I just want you to find your biting point. It's going to be different for everyone. Lovely. Close in that space between the ribs and the hips. Hug the ribs in. Nice. Last one, using the exhale to lift up. And on our next repetition, as we come down, we're going to hold this curvature of the spine, rise up, and holding the curve of the spine, we're going to reach forward. Lovely. Keeping the curve of the spine, keeping that tailbone tucked, we're going to draw the navel back towards the spine and begin to roll down wherever your biting point is. And then we're going to scoop up, stretch forward again. Really think about when we're doing this stretch forward, I want you to think about the navel pulling backwards, okay? And the crown of the head draws forwards, and the shoulders draw down the back. So it's all about opposition. Lovely. On your next repetition, I want you to roll down to your biting point, and I want you to hold it there. Lovely. Keep the knees pushing outwards. You're either going to stay with this hold, hug the ribs in, or you're going to see if you can open the arm to the side, let the gaze follow the hand, and then center. And then to the side, see if you can use the exhale to twist and center. Well done. Keep tucking the tailbone. Think hollow abdominals here. And then center. One more. Off to the side. Lovely. And then center. Well done. From here, we're going to release slowly all the way down towards the mat. And you're going to bring your feet just a little bit further in towards you, but just so much so that your lower back doesn't arch, okay? Keeping a slight tuck of the tailbone, we're going to bring our hands around the backs of our heads. Elbows are just in the peripheral vision. Shoulders are drawn down the back. When you're ready, inhale. And as you exhale, you're just going to lift the chest coming up into our abdominal prep. And I just want you to come in and out of this movement here. Okay, so when we're doing this, we're thinking about the elbows having two pieces of strings attached to them and what they're being pulled towards the side. Okay, all the while we're using the strength of our lower abdominals to keep our tailbone on the mat. Now what I see a lot of, and what your body will want to do, is your tailbone will want to lift to help you come up, okay? But we're keeping the pelvis and the lower back solid whilst we flex or bend through the upper spine. Good. Think about stretching the back of the lower ribs along the mat. Really lifting and lengthening. Get the backs of the shoulders off the mat. Lovely. And on your next one, you're just going to hold it there. Lovely. From here, we're going to go for little pulses. So we're just going to lift, lift. See if you can add your breath here, okay? So we go elbows to knees. Deepen abdominals. Hug the ribs in. Really good. 3, for 2, for 1, and hold it there. See if you can lift a little bit higher. We're going to go for little turns. Opposite elbow to opposite knee. Keeping that height. We're going to turn. Inhale, center. And turn. And center. Keep breathing. Turn. And center. Tailbone down. Turn. And center. Ribs in. Turn. And center. Flat tummy. Turn. And center. Last one. Turn. And center. Hold it there. Keep the shoulder blades away from the ear. See if you can lift a little bit higher. Then just a little bit higher, and then release yourself all the way down to the mat. Very well done. That one's really hard, but it'll give you a really good 6-pack. Okay, from here, we're just going to step the feet just a little bit wider than the hips. We're going to bring our arms back into that position with the fingertips along the base of the skull and the neck. Allow the shoulders just to relax into the mat. With a slight tuck of the tailbone, okay, so tuck the tailbone, you're just going to drop your knees away from me, okay? So both away from me, and then you're going to turn and look in the opposite direction to what your knees are facing. Okay, coming in this lovely twist. Now we're still staying engaged through the abdominals here, but our top side leg, we're thinking about lengthening that towards our heel. Okay, keeping a lovely tuck of the tailbone to find this nice length along the front of the body. Lovely. And then you're going to come back to center with control, pressing the lower back into the mat. and then you're going to drop the knees over to the other side, and we're just going to look in the opposite direction. Okay, again, really lengthen that knee towards the heel. Feel a big sense of length all the way from the armpit down towards the knee. Okay, and it's really important when we do twists that we look in the opposite direction to what the legs are twisting, because that twists the top of our spine. Really good. Now when you're ready, you're just going to close your elbow over so that you're facing me. I'm just going to switch directions just because the sun's getting in my face a little bit. All right, from here we're going to do some side planks, okay? And this is really going to help us work our side body or our oblique muscles, okay? Give us nice, lovely shaped waists. All right, from here, we're just going to come down onto our elbow, all right? Now I want you to make sure that your elbow is right underneath your shoulder, and we're going to secure this shoulder. So we're going to roll it back and down, okay? So we're nice and wide across our collarbone, and we're really thinking about drawing the armpit down towards the hip on the underside. Now in these planks, you can either have both legs bent, okay, in which case your knees will be a little bit forward from the hip, or you can go halfway house, or you can extend both legs and go full with your legs extended for a full plank, okay? So wherever you are, think about having a lovely long spine, think about leaning up against the wall, and keep this lovely connection between your ribs and your hips, so we're gathered from the ribs and the hips. When you're ready, you're going to push through the elbow and just lift the hips here, okay? And we're just going to hold. Okay, now I want you to be drawing your underside elbow down towards the underside hip as topside hip lengthens away. We're really thinking about picking up those hips, okay, so we're squeezing through this underside, thinking about length from the crown of the head all the way to the tailbone, holding for 3, keep breathing for 2, and 1, really good. Then we're going to gently release down to the mat, bend the knees forward, bring the arm up and overhead, and enjoy this lovely side stretch. Really good. Thinking about grounding through the hip that we're stretching through and really reaching through the fingertip. Lovely. Okay, you thought, oh, we're finished, but we're not. We're going to come back down again and add a little bit to that plank. So really find that lovely plank position that you just found before. Choose your leg position. Okay, when you're ready, you're going to lift up into your plank. And from here, you're going to take your hand, fold it behind your back, and we're going to do little lifts. Okay, so we're going to inhale to prepare, exhale, lift. Okay. Lift, lift, keep going, lift, push through the elbow, lift, scoop up the hips, lift, long tail, lift, 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 last one, hold it there in that lift. Can you lift a little bit higher? Almost like you're a bridge, a little bit higher again, hold it there, and then release. Well done. Come up, arm goes overhead, lovely big long stretch. Nice, and then we're going to re-find our seated position. So again, you can pop something under your bum here to elevate your hips if you need to. Otherwise, we're going to have the legs out in straddle. Okay, you can have your knees a little bit bent if you need to. Okay, but wherever you are, toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. We're right on top of our sitting bones, which are the bones in our pelvis that we sit on. Okay, and from here, we're going to lengthen lovely and tall. We're going to take our arms into this cactus arm position. Okay, so kind of like your arms are a goalpost. Okay, press the shoulders down and back. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Think about lengthening through the elbows. And then we're going to twist, twist, and center. Really good. Twist, twist, and center. Long spine. Twist, twist, and center. Navel in. Twist, twist, and center. Good. Twist, twist, and center. Really good. Twist, twist, and center. Well done. From here, we're going to extend our arms out wide. We're going to turn our thumbs backwards, just so they're pointing backwards. Okay, I know this is getting hard on your hips. Don't worry. We're nearly there. And from here, we're just going to do little push backs of the arms. Okay, so with the thumbs pointing back, we're going to push back and then come back. Okay, we're going to go pulse, pulse, and then back. Pulse, pulse, and then back. Sit tall here. Really think about drawing the scapula, so the shoulder blades down the back. Really squeeze right in the middle of the back. Think lovely, proud posture here. Last 2, twist, twist, and center. Well done. From here, we're going to bring the arms forward and just stretch forward through the spine. Lovely work. Okay, from here we're going to do a quick hip stretch. Now you're going to bring your left knee in front and the other knee is just going to hug behind. If this feels really awkward on your knees, okay, this is quite a compromising position of the knees, I want you to just get onto your side, lie down, take a hold of your ankle, okay, lengthen your hip away from you and tuck your tailbone and stretch the front of your hip. Okay, otherwise you're going to join us in this mermaid position. We're going to take our left hand and we're going to pop it right behind us, right underneath the shoulder. right hand comes in front. We tuck the tailbone, very important. Tuck the tailbone, okay? And then when you're ready, you're going to push the hips forward and up. So we're going to push the hips forward and up, reach through the hand, push through the grounded palm, find length right across the front of the body. Inhale in here, looking upwards and backwards. And then come back down. We're going to go for the other side, okay? So we swap the legs over. Okay? So this time it's our right leg that's parallel to the front of our mat. We're going to take the right arm behind her, other arm comes forward, tuck the tailbone, tuck the tailbone to protect the lower back and really get into the hip flexor. And when you're ready, you're going to push through the palm, inhale and lift. Hips come under and forwards. Really tuck the hips under and forwards. Lovely. Find more length, more reach. Reach. Nice. And then come back down. Really good job. Okay. Sorry, I'm sweating a bit because it's so hot. It's like 32 degrees or something. Okay. From here, we're going to bring our hands up. We're going to square them with the front of our mat. All right. And from here, we're going to come into this lovely high plank position. Okay. So wherever you are, you can be on your knees or you can be on your feet. But wherever you are, we're wanting a lovely straight line going from shoulders to hips to heels, like you're a plank of wood. Okay. Sorry, I'm just going to adjust my shorts. Okay. So hold this plank here. Okay, so we're thinking about the weight energizing forward over our shoulders. The abdominals lift up and away from the mat, the lower abdominals. Quads stay pushing backwards, knees push backwards, lovely. And then when you're ready with control, you're just going to lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Don't worry if you can't get yourself all the way there. It's a test of your strength, really good. I'm just going to adjust my mic for back extensions. All right, now we're going to come into our back extensions. Now from here, I want you to press your forehead into the mat, okay? I want you to bring your arms out towards the side. So elbows are out towards the side in line with the shoulders. Wrists are forward of the elbows. Okay, now from here, we're going to engage through the lower abdominals. So imagine you've got a corset on and it's being tightened around your lower abdominals. Okay, shoulders draw down and away from the ears. Then when you're ready, you're going to lengthen out at the base of the spine all the way up to the crown of the head and just lift the chest away from the mat, coming into this back extension. Lovely. So we're just going to do a couple of these. Now what's really important here is that you keep your lower abdominals pulled in and engaged. Think about that corset. Now why we do this is to protect our pelvis and our lower spine. So when we do these back extensions, we want to extend right from the middle of the back. Okay, if we don't protect the lower spine with our abdominals, we'll just bend from the lower back and that'll hurt our back. Okay, so we're really using that abdominals to use that support. Lovely. Last one, we're going to hold it there. Hold and then release. Lovely. From here, take the palms right underneath the shoulders. We're going to test the strength of that back extension. Now you can keep your palms on the mat here if you want to, or join me. This time when we come up into that extension, thinking about being wide across the collarbone, we're going to allow the hands to lift away from us, okay? Lift away from the mat. So we're going to come into our extension, arms are going to lift, palms are going to lift, sorry, and then we're coming back down, okay? So again, just think about being lovely and wide across the collarbone here. Think about keeping your sitting bones, so those bones in the pelvis that we sit on that we found before, lengthening towards the heels. Lovely. Keep those lower abdominals drawing in and really move right from the center of the back. Like you're scrunching right in the middle of your back, right where your bra line is, or where you would have a heart monitor on. Lovely. Last one. Again, hands can still be on the mat, and then we're going to hold it there. Hold it and stay lifted. From here, we're going to see if we can extend the right arm forward. So we're going to extend and then bring back, elbows in, extend and then bring back, shoulders down, well done, extend and then bring back, neck nice and long, extend, keep the gaze on the mat and then bring back, keeping the elbows pushing back, extend and then bring back. I'm getting tired now. Extend and then bring back, hold it there. Push those shoulders and elbows back, lift a little bit higher, and then release down to the mat. Well done. From here, we're just going to push through the hands, sit our hips back into a child's pose. Just going to readjust my mic while you are going to child's pose. So when we're in child's pose, we're just allowing the forehead just to relax onto the mat. We're pushing through the hands, creating this lovely long line all the way from the tailbone right through the crown of the head. The resistance that we create through pushing the palms into the mat helps us find more length in the spine. Okay, think about your cat stretch. that rounding of the spine, what we found at the start of the class. Okay, and apply that now. Use the abdominals to really create that rounding. Get the tailbone down, 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 down. Lovely, and breathe here. Really good. And then from here, you're going to come forward into your all fours position. Okay, so in all fours, we want wrists right underneath the shoulders, chest between the thumbs, and we want the knees kind of just behind the line of the hips. So if they're too far back, we're going to end up dipping in our lower back, which is not good for our lower back. If they're too far forward, we're going to end up curling in the lower back, which isn't going to challenge the stability of our lower back in the way that we want it to. Okay, sorry if I look a bit sweaty, it's just so hot. All right, from here, finding this lovely all fours position, press the shin into the mat. We're going to take the right hand and we're going to open it out towards the side till it's parallel to the floor. Then we're going to push through the shins in the grounded hand and we're going to open and twist that hand towards the ceiling. And then we're going to thread it through. Keep an energizing forward through the spine. And just see if you can reach that hand all the way along the floor. Okay, and see if you can rest on the floor. Don't worry if you can't. Okay, it's just an area where you might be a little bit more tight. Don't worry about it. But we're twisting through the spine, pressing through the shins, reaching through the hand. Lovely, and then come back. We're going to take the opposite hand out to the side. We're going to twist and open. Okay, really think about keeping your weight going forward over your hands rather than into the backs of your hips. And then we're going to thread all the way through, reaching and stretching. Lovely here, breathing here. Thinking about pulling the opposite hip away from the hand. Breathe here. And then come back to center. Lovely. From here, we're going to come back into our seated position. Okay? We're going to cross our legs. We're going to bring our hands around the front of our shin, just as we did when we started. We're going to find that lovely long length of the spine. And we're going to sit nice and tall. We're going to close our eyes and we're just going to re-find our lovely Pilates breaths. So we're inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Now keep breathing. Now with each breath here, I just want you to make it a little bit slower, a little bit fuller, and just a little bit more controlled. I want you to lengthen the crown of the head towards the ceiling. And I just want you to begin to melt into the mat here. So we're just going to think about relaxing the forehead, relax the eyebrows, relax the cheeks, relax the jaw, relax the lips, relax the tongue, relax the neck and the shoulders. Just completely breathe and relax. Lovely, one last deep breath together, inhaling. Exhale, release. Well done everyone, well done for making it to the end. I hope that you enjoyed it and I hope that you enjoyed working on your strength.